Here we are, Greg Vetter podcast, talking about fatherhood, 4-time fatherhood champion right here. This is Abigail. I call her Gail. This is my assistant, and she keeps so many different things running for all the businesses, as well as the podcast and book tour and everything else. And what we realized from a podcasting perspective is randomly talking's fun. We get a lot of questions. Answering questions is better because I think it's more impactful and it's less my opinion. And me randomly reading questions and then answering them was weird. And so then Gail and Mo would read or ask the questions to me. And we just said, this is more natural and we're going to keep it rolling. And so Gail is making her visual debut. Her voice has been here all along, somewhat muffled, but she's a real person.
Yes. Thanks for having me. So
Yes.
I'm going to be helping out, getting some questions going in conversation. Today we're going to be talking about fatherhood and business. So Greg, I'll let you take it away.
Well, I think I always explain to people, you will never work harder than when you have a child to feed. And that kind of runs in contradiction to a lot of these business influencers I see online, because so many of them don't have kids, don't want to have kids. And you actually don't realize how many voices that you listen to are people that, in my opinion, don't have the most important aspect of their lives fulfilled. Now, they'll make the argument that they are fulfilled and everything else. Until you have a child, you know nothing, in my opinion. My perspective on the world dramatically changed. My first kid was a girl. You want to talk about a mind fuck. I'm one of 3 boys. Having a daughter to start was a complete paradigm shift. But your priorities lock in and your focus locks in, and the understanding of why you're working so hard and what you're willing to do to provide for your kids is a completely different level of ambition, energy, and perspective. Because I think back now to like my early 20s before I had kids, and it was like, well, why are you working so hard? Well, I want to be successful. Well, why? Because I just do. Because I want to prove people wrong, and I want to prove myself right, and I want money, and I want success, and I want this, and I want that, and I want to make an impact on the world, and I want to be known as a business legend and an entrepreneur and this and that and this and that. That means nothing. Like, you win all the awards, you get the money. What do you do next? You do nothing. You go to an empty apartment, or you go see your dogs or whatever. I love my dogs. They're wonderful. I take walks with them every day. But there is no fulfillment and no love like having kids. It just doesn't even compare. And I think the greatest part of it, the perspective it gives you on your bad days. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have kids on my bad days, because all I do is I go spend time with them, and then my life is dramatically better, and I understand my problems are relative and keep it in perspective, and I have my kids' health and I have my health, and it doesn't make you less ambitious, but it makes you care about things way differently.
Is it almost like an outlet? Like it's like you see them and it's like you can kind of forget about the business day-to-day stuff and you see them and like nothing else matters?
Outlet, yes, but also it's immediate perspective. You immediately get grounded. You immediately plug into an energy source. You immediately regroup. Or it sometimes makes things worse because everything's on the line for them. And so you look at them and you go, God, I really don't want to fuck their lives up. I really need to make this work. I really want to do it for them. So again, the energy source it gives you is unparalleled. And if you do not have kids, you do not understand. And I've heard so many people try and rationalize the equivalence of love with friendships or your spouse. I love my wife. A kid's love is so much different, especially, if you have a daughter, and I'll just use it because I'm married to a woman, and so there is a love for her. The love for my daughters is a completely different love. I mean, you thought you knew love, and then when you have a daughter, you're like, holy shit. And then the love of my sons is an even more bizarre type of love, because it's like, yes, you're selfless for your girls, but like your sons, you're almost giving them every piece of you so that when they're complete, you can then pass the reins to them for your last name and to carry on your behalf. So it's almost like once the puzzle is complete with them, because you've given them every piece of you, you're basically ready to die, in a very morbid sense of the word. So it's a different relationship and it's a different love. But everything I do is for them. The book tour, I bring them with me if they want to come. Any event I go to, I bring them with me if they want to come. I have every conference call in my car. I let them listen. I answer questions because I want them to understand creating something is not rocket science. It's not conversations that are so complex that it just baffles the mind. They are normal conversations with normal people about normal shit that you do day in and day out methodically to accomplish a goal. And then for them, that translates to whatever their goals are. I don't really care what their goals are. It could be anything.
Do you talk about their goals?
Yeah.
You teach them that?
Every day, for the most part. They're kids, so there's days they don't do it. I ask them to wake up, write down your goals, why, and one thing you're going to do that day to move towards your goal. And again, it doesn't matter what the goal is. I don't even want to know what it is. But having that methodical approach of perspective of, today I'm going to work towards this goal, and here's the one thing I'm going to do, and here's why I'm going to do it. And you can even take it a step further. Here's what I'm willing to sacrifice, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just want my kids to know that anything is possible if you grind, if you methodically put in the work. And it doesn't have to be overly hard, but it is simple. And I think that was the thing I didn't understand. My dad was in nonprofit work. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. So I was not taught how to build a business. I was successful in athletics because I made it an obsessional desire of mine. I took that obsessional desire framework, I applied it to business, and it worked. And then over time, I've become a student of the game, reading books and this and that. And so then you develop a process where you can pretty much accomplish whatever you want if you're willing to fight for it and sacrifice for it, et cetera, et cetera. So the thing for the kids is like, wake up. What are we doing today? What are you working towards? Why? And frame your mind to accomplish it. And I think, again, if you can do that, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm. So 4 kids in total.
Yes.
2 girls, 2 boys.
Yep.
Ages. What are they?
14, 13, 11, and 9.
Okay. Did you always know that you wanted to be a father?
Yes.
How did you know that?
I had a great dad. I had a great mom. I enjoyed the nuclear family. I'm friends with my brothers. I had a great upbringing. And then getting more kind of like philosophical on it. What else are we here for?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, what else are we here for? We're here to procreate, leave the world better than when we found it. And that's how you carry on civilization. And so, yes, I wanted to have kids. I found a woman in college who wanted to have kids with me. We got married. We had 4 kids. In retrospect, I should have had way more kids. I would have had 4 more, I think, if I had known how well they were going to turn out. But 4 kids while building a business that was a lot anyway.
Yep.
That was a shitload.
So funny you say that. So my next question is, what was it really like building a business during the newborn phase or toddler phase?
It was hard. There was a lot of sacrifice. There was a lot of long-term vision planning and justifying all of the sacrifices that I was making and the time that I was not spending at home or with them. And so you do, in the beginning, you're like trying to make up for lost time. And again, there's a lot of justification of it all. Okay, yeah, I wasn't here today because I was on a business trip, so I'll spend more time here and here and here. But in retrospect, I don't regret it because I was very present in the grand scheme of things. Like, we had dinner every night together and I coached all the kids' sports. And so I was very present. I don't play golf really, so I wasn't, missing on Saturdays or Sundays, and I wasn't out for the most part drinking with the boys. So there was a lot of time spent, probably more than most dads. But, I look back and it's like a lot of time was spent building a business. I think my relationship with my kids today shows that they remember it all as very positive.
Mm-hmm.
So
like, how did you manage like sleep, stress, work life during that time? Because it's chaotic having a young baby, right?
I didn't manage sleep.
Okay.
I really got hardcore on my sleep probably in like 2017 during my most stressful time. Prior to that moment, I was sleeping 4 hours, 5 hours a night.
How did you function?
Caffeine.
Grit.
Yeah. We used to joke caffeine and calf muscles.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard. I was tired.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I was just willing to grind for as long. Because again, I grew up with like Arnold Schwarzenegger going, "I'll sleep when I die."
That's my motto.
Sleeps for the weak. And then that sleep scientist, I think his name was Matthew Walker, came out, was basically like, yeah, a lack of sleep is going to be this generation's cigarette addiction. And I was like, oh shit. So I really started focusing on getting dialed in with my sleep. So now I sleep way more. Mm-hmm. It's very deep. I get very deep rest. But yeah, in the beginning, there wasn't a lot of sleep.
Do you have any like core memories from back in the day when you had little ones starting Tessie Mays? Like something that you will just never forget. And you're like, you look back on that story and it just brings you bliss, happiness.
Well, I have so many.
Yeah.
I mean, we were taking my oldest girl, who's 14, into Whole Foods in a front carrier, handing out samples, hoping that, because she was really, really cute, that people would just like buy salad dressing out of pity. So we have so many pictures and videos of Broadly literally sitting in a Whole Foods with a front carrier as I'm handing out samples.
Doing the demos.
Yeah. And then finally Whole Foods was like, yeah, dude, you can't be bringing a baby in here doing that shit. So that was really funny. I have somewhat of like a bad memory, which was my son was born December 12th. And we were in the middle of making our largest purchase order we had ever made. And so I was there for his birth, but we were making salad dressing at night and basically sleeping during the day. And like, I really didn't get to spend time with him for the first, 10 to 12 days of his life.
Wow.
Because granted, I kissed him every day when I got home and I was there for his birth, but I was making fucking salad dressing in the middle of the night for the first 2 weeks of his life.
And sometimes you just make those sacrifices, right?
Yeah. And so, but like when people tell me about an inconvenience to their day of why they can't get something done, and that's just my mentality in general. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm probably willing to go harder than you.
So you mentioned that you coach your kids' sports.
Yes.
What is that like? Do they all play sports?
Yep.
Different sports?
Everybody plays different sports. I mean, there's soccer, there's field hockey, there's volleyball, there's basketball, there's lacrosse, there was ice hockey, there's boxing, there may be wrestling again. There was a phase of wrestling in the beginning, there may be another phase. So I provide myself as a resource to my kids. I played college and professional lacrosse, and so I never want them to feel like my life has to be their lives. And so I always tell them, like, anything you need from me, I will be here. I am a resource. If you want me to coach your teams, I'll coach your teams. If you want me to not coach your teams, I will happily be a dad on the sideline. I'm just a resource. And so initially, this is a funny story. My oldest son, I would drop him off for practice, and then I would leave. And I would come back because I didn't want him to feel pressure of me standing on the sideline like, hey, you're doing a horrible job. So one day he gets in the car and he goes, hey, how come you don't stay for practice like all the other dads? And I go, well, I don't want you to feel this pressure of me being there. I just want you to be free and have fun. He goes, well, I want you there. I go, okay, well, I'll be there. So then I start going and he's like, my coaches don't really know what they're talking about. I really think you should be one of the coaches. I'm like, I don't think you want that level of heat in your life because, if I do something, I'm gonna go hard. And he was like, no, I want you to be one of the coaches. And I'm like, all right, I'll sign up as like a volunteer assistant and see if they need anything. So that really began my my coaching career per his request. And then since then, I've coached so many different sports I don't know anything about, but I'm a high effort guy, high energy, positive reinforcement, hard work, and then, all the stuff you can control.
Yep.
That's how I coach.
So I feel like there can be a fine line between the different part of being the dad and the coach at the same time.
Yeah.
Because you want to be supportive, but you also want to give critical feedback.
Well, when I coach, I tell all the kids, like, if you want me to coach, I'm going to be your coach. So I'm not your dad when we step out there. I obviously am, but I'm going to hold you to a higher standard than even a normal coach would because you know my standards. So if you're going to disrespect my standards, then everybody on the team is going to disrespect the standards. So if you want me to coach, which is your choice, not mine,
Yep.
I will do it, but you better be prepared. And every kid that's asked me to coach their team has done an unbelievable job with it.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've never had any coach kind of parenting child issue with my kids. I can't speak for the rest of them, but my kids have been great.
How do you remind yourself to slow down when you're wired to hustle?
I mean, that's probably been my greatest single pursuit is
Really?
to figure that out. And it's hard. What I've done, I think, well, is I just kind of frame when I cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can cut it off and just say, like, everything's going to be done by the time the kids get home from school or within plus or minus 1 hour of that, then that's great. You can fucking hustle from 5 a.m. until they get home at 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I really believe in being productive and effective with my time. So I don't believe in the busy bastard methodology of the world. And Colin Powell wrote a really wonderful book. It worked for me in life and leadership. And he called out this concept of people being busy bastards, which they think their value is how many hours they put into the office, not how productive they are when they are there.
Mm-hmm.
And so that rings true to me. And so if I can't get my shit done in a day, I mean, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very focused during the day so that I can be very present for my kids when they get home.
And you used to be in an office
Yeah.
5 days a week.
Yep.
You had what, hour and a half commute?
Hour.
Okay.
Yep.
Compared to now where you can work from home.
Yep.
How has that changed the family dynamic with the kids? Have you seen any difference?
Yeah. I mean, the mornings are way better. Love the mornings. So I'm there with them in the morning for goal setting and breakfast and helping them get out the door. Whereas before I wasn't. I woke up at 4, drove to the Essex area, went to a gym up there, showered, was basically in our manufacturing plant by like 7, maybe a little before. And so I missed the mornings. And then COVID came and forced me to stay home. And that was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And I've just kind of carried it forward because it just exposed me to how value the mornings are to set the tone for the day for them. And then also just being there for them in the afternoons where I'm not totally burnt out from sitting in traffic for God knows how long. And you can say you handle it well or you don't, but it's soul sucking sitting in that shit. So I love what I'm doing now.
Yep. And you have the energy to be a coach in the afternoons.
That's right. I have more energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I just signed you up to be a coach for Waverly's basketball team.
Let's go. C-League basketball,
Let's go.
baby. Let's go.
Okay. Next question. At what age did you start talking to your kids about money? Or have you?
It's not so much that I've talked to them about money as something that's unbelievably important, but I talk to them about if you want something, earn it. I will give you anything you want in the world if you earn it. And so everything we do is, Dad, I want this thing. Show me how you're going to earn this thing. And so, Dad, I want money for these limited edition shoes. What are you going to do to earn it? It can be reading books. It can be a project. It can be manual labor. It literally can be anything. Give me a proposal. How are you going to earn it? And you can have whatever you want in the world. So I think I'm building an understanding of an exchange of currency through this concept of anything you want, you can have in the world. You just have to earn it.
Yep. How do you balance teaching ambition with gratitude?
I think they're very separate.
Okay.
Gratitude is a practice that should be practiced every single day, regardless of ambition. I think goals change, and I think there's different levels of ambition during different times of your life, which really kind of tie back to the purpose side of things. So we do a lot of praying. We give a lot of gratitude at dinner. We try and talk about stuff like that all the time. I try and always bring back like perspective on little things. So we're driving over, the Edgewater Bridge, and there's the most beautiful sunset ever. Oh my God, let's take a picture. This is magnificent. Or on the way to school, the sunrise. Oh my God, you see how beautiful this is. Let's go on a walk in the evening. You want to look at the sky. Look how great, we're so grateful to be able to have these types of things. So it's the daily ritual of making gratitude a part of our lives. And then ambition is easier to teach because you just have a hard line in the sand of, well, I'm not getting the playing time I want. Why? Are you working as hard as you should be? Are you doing what's required to reach the goals that you want? Are you thinking through what your coach's expectations are of you, and are you meeting those expectations? So it's always this kind of radically transparent grounding in, okay, if these are your goals, this is what's required. There is no other option. This is what's required to be this successful. And if you want this goal, do these things. And so, again, going back to this daily ritual of something, when that is the common answer, and there's never kind of a kink in the armor where you go, well, here's the easy way around it. It's like ambition is rooted in methodical goals and goal setting that is within reach, where you can kind of create the energy required to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So it ends up being almost a flywheel effect where, if you can put something within reach that's easy enough to understand, and then you can accomplish something small, that's going to give you a little win, a little bit of energy, a little bit of excitement, and that's kind of the seed that turns into ambition.
So having 4 kids, how do you and your wife manage like a hectic life? Like all these kids' activities?
We don't. Every day is the Wild West.
Yeah. I mean, they're all on different schedules,
Yeah.
different sports teams. It can be a lot.
We have a lot of help.
Yep.
You help all the time. My mom helps all the time. Mary Mac helps a lot of times. I help a lot. And so, again, when you have 4 kids, and sometimes there's 4 completely different schedules,
Every single day.
there's a lot of driving. There's a lot of meal prepping. My whole goal for that is making it as positive as possible.
And seamless.
Yeah. So I don't complain ever that I'm in the car. Ever. You will never hear me say, well, I had to drive you an hour to this practice. I'm not doing that. I will never do that. That's a part of the process. Sometimes you got to drive. Sometimes you got to go to the weight room. Sometimes you got to run hills. Sometimes you got to eat food you don't want to eat. That's just a part of it.
It's a part of the process.
It's a part of the process.
Yep.
So it's just communicating with Genevieve every single day about what the schedules are and who's doing what. And we really divide and conquer.
Yep.
You just can't get it done without.
And you have to.
Yeah.
Yep. So you talked about this a little bit earlier. How do you involve the kids in the business, if any? And how has that how did that change back in the day to compared to now?
I don't force anything on them.
Yep.
If they want to be a part of anything, I teach them, I bring them in on it. I let them listen to calls when they want to listen to calls. I take them to events when they want to go to the events. But I never say, like, you have to do this because you need to be rich when you grow up or you need to be a CEO. I don't care. That's what I wanted to be. That was my thing. If they want to do it, they will. But I'm always radically transparent about what it takes to have the life that they have. This is what it takes.
Yep.
And if you don't want this life, that's awesome. If you want a completely different life that doesn't require any of this shit, it's way easier.
You're good with whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's easier but harder.
Yeah.
You're going to be stressed about different shit.
Do any of the kids show like entrepreneurial traits?
They all talk about wanting to do stuff. Each kid has a different strength that you could see working well in business if they choose. They're all laser focused when they want something.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, that's all accomplishing anything is. If you can stay on it day in and day out, regardless of the level of no's that you receive, and eventually get a yes, that is how you become successful.
Yep.
And that is what they do, regardless of how annoying it is.
Yep. So you said you can see their strengths and each one of them it's different.
Yeah.
Right? Let's go through all of them.
Broadly is the female version of me. So she's very loud. She's very aggressive. She gets what she wants when she wants it. Period. Full stop. She's unbelievably organized. Her room is freaking spotless. She does her homework. No, you don't ask her to do anything. She's just
Good grades.
straight A's, which I did not have. But she's just on her shit.
Yep.
Severn is a quiet leader. And so he is much more conservative. He's always thinking about saving money. He is very thoughtful with his spending.
That's a good trait to have when you're young.
Yeah, I did not have that.
Neither did I. It's okay.
But you can see him, he's like very methodical. He's very organized. He gets done what he needs to get done. Waverly is completely fearless. If she wants something, she's going to go get it. She is not worried about what people think. She's going to do what she needs to get done, and that's that. Forrest has the natural energy required to just generally be successful. So he radiates enthusiasm. So if he applies that properly, the world is going to be his oyster. And so they all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses. I don't need to go into the weaknesses. But they all have kind of these very noticeable traits where you think to yourself, okay, well, I mean, that turns into something if you want it to be.
What would be your best advice to a new father who's also trying to start a business?
Best advice. One, it's specific to gender. So if you're having a son, read Iron John. It's a great book about raising men. If you are having a daughter, take it all in. Because your mind is going to be blown. Your paradigm of your existing belief system is going to be completely shifted to a brave new world. But I would say the most important stuff I always want to teach my kids that I think translates long term is a competitive fire. I want to curate a competitive fire, and you can do that very, very early on. And then the other piece, if a father wants to be in business or he's thinking about starting a business is like, loop in the kids. Let them see how hard it is.
Mm-hmm.
Let them see what it takes. Because then when they decide to do it one day, they're going to have such a leg up on you starting from nothing, right? They're literally going to stand on the shoulders of giants because of what you've exposed them to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's unbelievably important.
What would your kids say your superpower is as a dad?
Unwavering love and joy for them, no matter what. I would say that is it.
What's one fatherhood principle you wish every business leader understood?
Probably that kind of selfless leadership, doing what is required for your team and your organization, regardless of how it benefits you. I think that that is how you build these cultures of excellence. When people see you doing what's right or going through hard shit and being honest about it, they recognize what you're trying to do. If you're out there putting on a facade or pretending to be something you're not, or only looking out for your best interest, this is just like coaching kids. They're going to see through it. They're not going to respect you. And I don't know if anybody respects somebody that kind of lives the principles of do as I say, not as I do. So you really do need to lead by example as well.
How do you balance authority with empathy, both at home and work?
Be overly communicative with your standards of excellence. Then it's not emotional. This is how I operate. This is what I accept. This is what we're going to be doing here. This is our value system. That's that. So when you break that, there's no yelling. You just go, do you want to adjust? Do you understand the consequences of not adjusting? So that really makes it crystal clear as to how the world is operating within my home or business or whatever else is going on. The empathy side is just, it really comes down to like grace and understanding humanity and the flaws of people. I mean, nobody's perfect. And so my empathy only goes as far as I think the mistake is unintentional. If someone is malicious, if I think it's from laziness, if I think it is because someone's not organized and I know they're just doing other shit, you're going to get the worst of me. If you're trying hard and you're going 100 miles an hour and you messed up, that's okay.
What does being a great dad mean to you personally?
It's all there is. 4 things money can't buy. I say it all the time. Your time, your health, your soul, your children's love. If you don't own those and you don't control those, your life sucks.
How did you come up with those 4?
I was just thinking about what you can actually control in the world, which is not a lot. And I think a lot of people tie success to their bank account. That's fine when it's big. Okay, so when times get tough, what are you, suddenly a worthless piece of shit? I doubt it. Maybe you're going through something super tough. How's your health? How's your soul? Are you in control of your time? Do your kids still love you? That's it. That's all there is. There is nothing else.
What are your thoughts on legacy?
I'm not a big legacy guy. It kind of rubs me the wrong way. A lot of people ask me about that. Like, what do you want your legacy to be? I want my kids to think of me and smile. I don't want my kids to think of me and go, wow, he was so successful, but what a fucking asshole that guy was. Like, I don't want that.
Yep.
I want them to think, this is just specific to my kids, that dude, you know, Charlie Kirk actually had a wonderful answer. My answer's not his, but his was like, I want to be known for the courage of my faith. Because he was like a diehard Christian. I thought that was a great answer. That's not my answer. I have faith. I have courage. I want my kids to just be like, this dude did everything he could do with what he was given. And maybe I'll come up with a more poetic answer later on. But for me, it really just comes down to like, am I leaving things better than when I found them? Is the world better because Greg Vetter entered? Or are my kids better off because I was their dad? And when they think of me, they go, wow, that dude he did it. He found a way to manage being a dad, being an entrepreneur, being a coach, being a husband, maintaining his health, keeping his hair somehow. I can't speak for the grays because the whole beard's gray, but the mustache is still has color. But, you know, really actually truly living life to its fullest, being my most optimal version for my family. I don't really know.
And you include the kids in like your health and wellness regimen.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Every morning? Some mornings?
Some mornings.
Okay.
Right now they're very busy with in-season sports and late practices, so I do value their sleep. The older two are in growth phases, so I want to not hinder that. But yeah, we go through cycles where they're doing my morning routine with me.
Yep. So they see what it's like to get in there and grind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They know what it takes.
Do they think it's cool? Like looking up and being like, my dad's doing that?
I think they don't realize it until they see other dads. I think in the moment, they're probably like, yo, dog, it's early. That ice bath is cold.
Yeah.
Like, I want to sleep. But I want them to have an advantage of understanding what it takes. Like, this is what it takes. And if you're willing to do it, the world is your oyster.
Looking back, what would you say made it all worth it?
Being a dad?
Yeah.
I mean, every day there's a new reason to say it was all worth it. I mean, my oldest girl just coming into her own in high school now, you know, I see her walking around my house at freaking 5'10" and like hugging me. That she's a giant. And, you know, it's like every time she hugs me, it's like, it's all worth it.
Yep.
My son in his teen years still giving me a hug every morning and saying he loves me. It was all worth it. My youngest girl in her new lacrosse team and how happy she is and the drives that we take to go to practice. It's all worth it. My youngest boy still full sprinting into me like a freaking middle linebacker to give me a hug. It's all worth it. So every day is a new reason why it was all worth it.
What parallels do you see between leading at home and leading at work?
It's the exact same.
even if you're dealing with like all your employees.
How you do some things, how you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just varying degrees of their understanding at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like boys, it's a little bit harder to discipline because they're little alphas. And then, girls are a little bit easier for the most part. But at the end of the day, it's like common standard of excellence. This is what I believe. We're leading by example. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no difference.
Yep. So you mentioned that your oldest daughter is a freshman in high school. What's that like, being a first-time parent of a high schooler?
Insane.
Insane.
Because in my mind, I'm still very young. I think I look pretty young. But yeah, having a high schooler, it's like, I think back when I was in high school, those people's parents were like 100. And in reality, it's like, no, they're my age right now.
Yep.
You're like, holy shit. So I guess I am old, but it's crazy.
If you could tell your younger entrepreneur self one thing about balance, what would it be?
There is no balance.
Okay. Ever?
Everything is just everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to give your kids all of you. You're going to give your business all of you. You're going to give your wife all of you. And it's not really about balance. It's about prioritizing what you're going to give everything to.
How do you navigate parenting disagreements when you're both exhausted?
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah. You try and maintain alignment with your spouse.
Yeah.
But there's no rhyme or reason. You're just trying to be supportive of each other. And then also not show weakness to the kids that you're exhausted. So I really make my entire day is about not showing my family that I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I eat, do, drink is about maintaining energy until I pass out at night.
Yep. How do you and your wife stay connected through the chaos of business, family, everything?
Dinner. We go on a walk every day after I work out. We talk on the phone a bunch. We try and wind down a little bit together in the evening. And then we try and find like little ways to, like date night or go to little events together or find little moments of gratitude. But it's busy. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think about before kids and me thinking I was busy. It's like insane.
What is busy to you?
Yeah. Are you asking
I'm
me?
asking you. What is busy to you?
I mean, I literally wake up at the butt crack of dawn and I don't stop until I literally fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's busy. There is no, I'm going to go to happy hour. I'm going to go play 9 holes. I'm going to go, do this bullshit. Mm-hmm. So that's busy. Mm-hmm. From morning until night of getting it done, that's a lot of shit.
How do you navigate difficult conversations with your kids if you have to have them?
I just have them.
You just have them?
Yeah. I don't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, come into my office.
What advice would you give to someone that can't do that?
Do it.
Do it?
Just make it a habit of just radical transparency. Because if you just always nip it in the bud, you're never having to overthink it. You're not, you just punched your sister way too hard in my office.
Yep.
That is unacceptable.
Yep.
Do you want me to do that to you? No. Why? Because it would hurt. Why did you do it to her? Or high school stuff. This is happening here. Let me explain to you why this is unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you don't make it a big thing and it's just a normal part of life where you're just radically transparent with your kids, you don't have to overthink having tough conversations because it's always there. It's just, they're just honest.
How do you deal with discipline?
Just drop the hammer.
Yep.
Here's the standard. I'm giving you your warning.
Yep.
You've got this much time to do your chores. Here's what's going to happen if you don't do it. If you keep hiding instead of helping, you're putting on your running shoes and you're going to go run hills or something. It's just crystal clear. There's no, I'm going to keep asking you calmly 20 times and then I'm going to flip out and me yelling is going to scare you and this is going to do something. It's just, I've asked you to do something. This is now the second time, or hopefully not the third. Here are the consequences if I have to ask you again. Are you prepared for those? Yes? No? This is your decision. And they usually respond very well.
Yeah.
A couple times, the kids are like, middle fingers up, bro. I'm not doing it. And you're like, all right, get your running shoes on. But it's raining. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
So you got to be willing to live into that.
What are your thoughts on social media for kids? Because the kids nowadays, they're growing up in a whole different era from when you grew up. You don't do it.
Fuck no.
But kids are getting phones these days when they're young.
I know, we don't do it.
Yep.
No social media. I don't care. I have conversations with them all the time. I'm weird. I don't have this. I don't have that. All my friends think I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing that you can say to me that will allow me to get into that dark ass hole of comparison with AI and bots and fake people for you to start questioning what matters in the world or being exposed to shit you just really shouldn't be exposed to at an age where you're not mature enough or developed enough to process it all. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I'm not participating in that at all.
Because the effects that social media can have on a young kid.
The data is back and we're basically giving them moonshine and cigarettes for lunch. Like, that's how bad it's fucking these kids up.
But it's become so normalized.
Oh, and all the parents are just like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get the iPad back from a 9-year-old? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? You walk in, you take it, and you either throw it in the trash or you lock it up. Well, what are they going to do then? Go outside. There's nothing to do outside. Then you're the problem. It's not your babysitter. Why don't you go outside and shoot hoops with them? Go on a walk. I don't care. Go paint something. Have a water balloon fight. Go wrestle. I don't give a shit. It's like, what did we all do 20 years ago? We lived normal, badass lives that didn't involve staring at a fucking screen, spitting it 1,000 times.
Yep. But that might be hard for a kid that all of their friends have it.
Yeah,
and they don't.
it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm holding the line.
Yep.
My daughter came to me the other day about it. It was like, people only communicate on whatever it is, Snapchat or some shit. I'm like, oh, wow, yeah, that's tough. She's like, well, can I have it? I was like, no.
And do they realize that you're just protecting them? Do you think they see that now? Or
I think they see it a little bit, but they're still like, fuck.
But they will eventually, you think, right?
Yeah, when everybody else is on meds and they're not, they're going to call and go, yo, dog, wow.
And they're the only sane ones.
Thank you for holding the line, bro. And I'm going to be like, yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's one practical thing listeners can try tonight to be more present for their families?
Put your phone on sleep mode. Put it in a different room. And just go spend time with your family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's it. The only reason we're not present is because the phone is ringing. Like, being present also means watching a family movie together.
Mm-hmm.
That's being present. It doesn't have to be a card game or a bonfire. You could do that. That's cool. But the only reason we're not present is because we're always fidgeting, checking our phone, and we're not paying attention to our kids, or our kids have their phones and they're not paying attention to us. Take them, put them in a place, lock the door, and make that a family rule. From 7:30 on, or 8 o'clock on, or whatever, we're not on phones, and your life will dramatically change for the better.
Now, is that hard for you? Because I can't imagine being a CEO. You probably get texts, calls, emails 24/7, right?
I think my sleep mode goes on at like 8:30. I start not keeping it around me whenever I get home from a practice in the evening, and I'll kind of touch base before that 8:30 time frame of like, just make sure there's no emergencies or something going on.
Yep.
But I'm really trying to be present in the evenings. This was a great podcast on fatherhood, and thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. We will be back next week with another episode, and we will talk to you soon.